this time.
Yeah.
And is there anywhere you tell us to avoid, like plague?
No. I mean, just don't turn up with 500 and brand new 20s, right? Spread it about a bit. Give it to your mates. Get as much change as you can, and keep it safe. If a guy comes in here called Eddie, don't mention my name.
After that helpful advice, it's time for Paul to go.
But I don't know, you never think this kind of happens, really. But yeah, you're right, anyway, you can't spend all at once. When do we ever, but what? Spread it around.
They start to open the envelope.
Yeah, I want to double test.
Making sure to keep it out of sight under the table, just in case. They can't believe it. The envelope's full of newspaper. And they've just increased their student debt by £100. So how did our con man pull this one off? To find out, we have to go back to Paul's arrival at the pub. He wasn't alone.
Well, you find the suckers and I'll hang back. Give me a call. I'll give you a buzz. Yep.
Alex enters the pub first to identify a likely mark. He spots a couple of lads that fit the bill and sits at the next table. Outside, Paul receives his cue and heads into the pub. He spies Alex and makes contact with the marks by pretending he's been stood up. He sits down, making sure that Alex is directly behind him.
Just have a little look at what's in that 500, yeah?
As Paul discusses the deal, the marks can't believe their luck.
100 quid for 500 quid.
It sounds like an opportunity too good to miss, and it would be if you weren't dealing with a hustler. Earlier in the day, Paul prepped two identical envelopes. They're exactly the same apart from what's inside. One of them contains £500 in real, crisp £20 notes, and the other has a wad of totally worthless newspaper. But the marks have no idea this second envelope even exists. Back in the pub, all the marks see is easy money.
Simple as that. 100 quid.
When Paul taps on the table, it's a signal to alert Alex that Paul is ready to make his move, and triggers a crucial moment in the scam.
The only thing is, I do have a train coming soon.
Let's see that again. This is the moment the real money is taken out of play. Paul is now holding the envelope containing nothing more than newspaper cuttings.
Pleasure. All right. Okay.
The transaction is complete, and Paul makes a quick exit, never to return, shortly followed by Alex. The marks only realise they've been hustled when they open the envelope.
He said, look in the envelope, we have £500 in the envelope in 20s. He said, would you like to buy this for 100? I'm quite sort of baffled by this.
Do me a favour, right? Get yourselves another drink. Get me a whiskey.
So he said, take 20 to the bar, buy a drink. Obviously now we know it's real £20.
These are brand new. There's definitely 500 in there, 480 now.
He seals this envelope at the end and gives it to you as if, here you go, here's your present. But obviously he's just swapped it with the real one.
Simple as that. 100 quid.
So £100 worth of newspaper, and repress this out of your memory.
The clever thing about this scam is that the mark is forced to put himself into a position that he just can't get out of. When he opens up an envelope and finds that it's full of newspaper, who's he going to call? Can't call the police unless you want to be arrested, because he was trying to buy counterfeit money. Now, I never actually say that it's counterfeit money. I'm very careful about what I say, but he knows what he's getting into because he thinks of it himself, and that's what makes this a unique scam.
Scams with counterfeit currency are common. They don't get reported to the police by their very nature that people are entering into a criminal conspiracy. But what people can do if they're conned out of their money, they can ring Crime Stoppers and impart that information anonymously, and therefore the police might be able to do something about it.
Still to come on The Real Hustle. It's a case of mistaken identity for our bogus policeman.
I'm very sorry.
You get on my back. I have something to go.
And the boys bring down the house when they visit a casino. The Real Hustlers are going to show you how to win some free drinks off your mates by using proposition bets on some unsuspecting customers in this bar. The proposition bet suckers you in as it's a bet on an event or outcome that you believe can only go one way. And it always does go one way, the hustler's way. So watch and learn. Alex, Jess and Paul have come to this bar with one intention, to con the locals. And Jess has spotted a group of likely lads.
So we just said that you're quite strong.
Yes, I would.
Which arm is stronger than the other one? That's your strongest arm. So